Hey guys and girls, it's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. We have the Gibson SG with a pickup swap back on the bench. As I said, this will be the second video. I'm going to kind of show you where we're at. I already wired up the bridge pickup. Last video we mounted all the pickups and got them set. Today I'm going to try to explain how color patterns don't match up, and let's get to work and I'll do the best I can. So I use this simple map a lot, and you can see over here in pencil I have kind of done a crisscross. This is the Gibson, this is the Seymour Duncans, and you can see the colors don't line up, and you have to figure out how one color goes to the other. Like on this particular one, Gibson red wire from the harness in the PCB goes to black. Now black on the Seymour Duncan is the hot output, the north start. So you're going to put the black with the bare wire and solder those together before you attempt to solder them to the other. The only one that matches on this entire schematic is white. White goes to white. Green goes to red, and black goes to green on Seymour Duncan. Yeah, it gets confusing and you really have to pay attention. But that's the little spider. That's how I do it. It's kind of phonetic, but that's how I do it. So the first step is always you have to get your wires tinned on both sides, the harness and the pickup. These are the pickup wires coming out right here. Actually, I'm gonna try to zoom in, so at least it shows a little bit better. I'm gonna leave my thing here so I remember to unzoom. Let's see if I can get centered a little better. Hopefully my head won't get in the way too much. I have bared off the wires on the Seymour Duncan, and we are now going to bare off the wires on our neck harness that goes back into the PCB, printed circuit board. And yeah, this is an important step. You have to, and don't, these are micro wires, and when you're bearing them off, you have to take care not to only have 2 strands left. There's only 5 or 6 strands in there, and it's not even a millimeter with the casing. So, excuse me, you have to have a really, really good wire stripper. What the gauge is on these, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. I call them micro wires, and they're friggin' tiny. I mean small. And I have figured out that it is on here. I use 24-26, but I don't snip it all the way down. I just enough to pull off the coating, and it seems to leave every one of the strands, and that's important. Don't want, if you've only got 5 or 6 strands on that little micro wire, the white one I just bared off, you don't want only 2 left. And it's easy to do that. And you can tell if you do. If you screw up, you'll know it. There will only be a couple of little wires left. A little tiny, they're a third of the size of a human hair. And it is tedious. So I'm going to guess this is like 24, what does it say? AWG standard 26 is what it is. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that seems to be what's working, and it gives me enough to work with, and it doesn't damage the internal wires. Hate this stuff. I long for the days when it was just one wire and a ground. know, everything's got a north start, a south stop, or whatever you want to call it. So once you get them bared off, the next step is tinning everything, and you're going to tin them all at the same time. And be super, super careful of that little harness that comes out of the PCB. You can see it there on the clip. It's fragile, yeah, and if you damage it, you're going to be in a world of hurt, because trust me, you're not going to be able to solder each individual wire back in there. You need that harness. And to the best of my knowledge, the only way to get that harness, and I've tried at the other shop that I kind of sublet my services out to, is to buy the entire everything, and it ain't cheap. So I digress. So like I said, I already put the bridge in. We're going to now do the neck, and fun of all fun, the neck lead is shorter from the Seymour Duncan pickup coming through the body. I did the easy one first off of camera. I should have done it the other way, but that's what I did. Sue me. Let's see if we got enough heat going here. Yeah, I guess. If my head is in the way, and I don't think it is, pardon me. Only need a little bit on there. And don't try to glob the solder onto it. Tin your solder tip, touch it to the bare wire, and give it a little love with the solder. Now, one last step is the black and the, let me refer to my map. The black and the bare have to go together, coming out of Gibson. Gibson black goes to green Seymour Duncan, which is ground. Yeah, we have to put the bare and the black together. That's always fun. I tinned them. Now we're going to spin them together and then solder them together. And they're going to live together after that. All right? Tiny, tiny, tiny work. Now, we have to get ready. Now, I did half of what I got to do. Getting ahead of myself. I was going to start cutting. Shrink wrap. Let's tin all the wire coming out of the Seymour Duncan. And make sure your wires aren't splayed out. You want them together. One more time. Yeah, we're going to do Gibson. Goes to green, which is ground. That means, yeah, black and bare have to be together. So I'm going to put them together first and then solder them. And then tin everything else. all of our little micro wires are tinned. Both sides, the harness and coming out of the pickup. Now is the time to make sure what direction you're going in. And we're probably not going to have enough room like that. Let's get this down closer to where our work is. So, on the Gibson side, which is the harness, white goes to white, right? That's the easy one. And make sure that you take time to put your shrink wrap on before you get too far ahead of yourself on each wire. Because once you solder them together, you're not going to be able to put the shrink wrap on. And make sure you got enough on there to cover the joint. If it's too short and the joint is exposed, if it touches something, you could get some oddball stuff happening. You follow? Red. All right. So keep your map right handy. Get your solder iron up to snuff. I guess we can do the easy one first, which is the white to white. It says white to white. I'm going to show this entire part of the process because just to show you how tedious it is. And all you're doing is touching those two wires together that you've already tinned and make a joint. Clean your tip every time you put two wires together. Let's see what is next. What wants to be next? Looks like green wants to be next. So Gibson green goes to red. Right there. Gibson green to Seymour Duncan red. Gibson red to black. See, it gets confusing. Gibson red to black. Red to black. And the only thing we have left is Gibson black goes to green, which is probably going to be the trickiest one to pull off. You know, because it wants to follow under everything else we've done. And it's not going to want to line up really well. Try to get them bent and oriented so they're close to each other. So all you got to do is touch one to the other, like so. Oh, that's hot. I love it when I burn my fingers. And that is ready to tap test. Shut down the solder iron. Okay, we're all going to learn together if we're happy or, oh boy, what did I screw up? I'm only kidding. I never screw up. Pull your shrink wraps over your joints and just leave them loose for a moment so that we can just tap test the pickup on the other side. That way nothing's touching each other, right? You follow? Now the fun part is to get the plug back in too. I always forget to tell you about that. And guaranteed my head is going to be in the way. I can't help it. And we gotta put the wire in. Of course it wants to go this way. And the only way to get it in there is where the parrot needle goes. And the neck one is the hardest one to do because there's a bunch of other stuff in the way. And it doesn't like to cooperate. You just got to sort of get it started. And it's really tiny stuff. Don't force it. You'll know when you get it. And then reposition your, look, all my sleeves fell off. I don't want anything touching anything that I don't want it to. It should be okay. That should be okay. Let's tap test this girl. Neck. Oh, they're hot. Oh my God, are they hot. That's the neck. That's the bridge. This is middle. Neck. Bridge. Turn the volume off. And both should, yeah, either volume will shut both pickups off when you're in the middle position. Yeah, these are extremely hot pickups. I can already tell just by tap testing them. So yeah, that's a success. We got to heat all of those shrink wraps one at a time without burning the wire. The wire is so tiny and small. I'm going to do that off camera because it's unsettling and I don't want a whole bunch of trolls getting after me. I have a little solder tip that I put on there and you kind of hold it around the wire and it heats it up enough that the shrink wrap goes down. So stand by. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead. Restrung. I guesstimated pickup height and I guesstimated saddle height. I reused the old strings except for the high E. That thing was giving me a agita. Didn't want to cooperate, so let's tune up and see where we're at. I have no idea where we're at as far as, I'm not monkeying with neck relief because that should not have changed, but middle position, loud. Let's see where our pickup height is. Well, let's do string height first because that could affect it a little bit. Man, am I good. Oh, I missed that one. Okay. Not by much, but a little. It was a little high on the treble side. Perfect. See, I'm going to knock that one down just a little as well. 5/64 and reading the line at 4/64. That's where I set Gibsons. You guys can do whatever you like, and that's where I put them. It's not written in stone. You can put them wherever you want. Okay. Pickup height. Yeah, I guesstimated at that too. A little low on humbuckers. They never are completely level. They're slightly low. Got really close on that too. I have a feeling we could put these all the way down in the pocket and they would still be hotter than anything else out there. These are going to be crunchy. Crunchy, I tell you. Yep. Come on up. There we go. I like that. Those are too far away. Yeah, that's to be expected. We just guesstimated at them. You need to come up. You get up there. Why are you not coming up? Went too far. This one still wants to come up a bit. Tedious. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. Oop, that one now got a little too close because we brought that way up. Yup. Yahtzee. Now, we're good. Oh boy. Moment of truth. Da, 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 da. Should I check the neck relief? I always do. It's so hard for me not to. But I really want to hear these pickups. This is probably going to blast out my microphone. Oop. Yeah, that's going to be... What? Where am I? God, I'm not even turned up. I don't know. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. it's a little more tame in the both pickup configuration. Yeah, wow. That neck pickup is so hot. I love it. Boy, when you put full power to the neck, it's the middle position that gives you your versatility, because the pickups are so hot individually. Wow, it's just incredible the difference. It did not sound like that when I first got this guitar. It had regular Gibson, USA pickups in it. Not gonna knock them. They're not bad. They're not great. They're not good. They're whatever they are. I mean, it's a Gibson SG USA. Yeah. But man, that one especially is a monster, and the way they work together, it's a little bit different than, say, a Les Paul or a regular SG would be. The middle position where you think you have both of them on full, it's not like that. It actually kind of tames it down a little bit. But man, when you go to just bridge or just neck, wow. All I can say is it's time to rock. It's Blackjack with 396 guitars. Seymour Duncan, another Seymour Duncan pickup swap. This one in an SG Gibson. Customer's going to be very pleased with this. I can't wait to hear this thing play through a big guitar amp. We'll talk soon. Remember, if you dig what I'm doing, like and subscribe.